Arrow's slowly been improving this year. If you've been watching the show or keeping up with it after the travesty that season 4 was, Arrow season 5 has just been so much better. It's been leaps and bounds better than season 4 for many reasons. And so the episode starts off by Curtis gets attacked at a holiday party. It starts out with Prometheus, and the whole team figures out pretty quickly that Artemis is working with Prometheus. But we actually figure out the identity of Prometheus, or the alleged identity, in this episode through a very cool detective style investigation, and we figure out that 5 years ago or 4 years ago, Oliver, when he first started his crusade, killed Prometheus's father because he was on the list, and so Prometheus is sort of this criminal's bastard son, and we figure that out through a baby photo that is found after one of the fights Oliver had with Prometheus, and ashes of his father that are found at one of the fights Oliver has with him. Prometheus, the cool part about him as a villain is he actually has, ties to Oliver's past, and he's learned everything about Oliver to the extent that it's very creepy. We see this scene of where Oliver murdered his father in intense detail. He recreates the scene in detail and basically kills innocent people and uses their bodies to do so. But what's insane is that's not the craziest thing that Prometheus does. The craziest thing is the plan Prometheus has. He puts up Felicity's kidnapped boyfriend, Billy, in a Prometheus suit and has Oliver kill him because he knows how Oliver will react. Because Oliver went into the situation wanting to kill Prometheus. So Oliver ends up killing Billy, Felicity's boyfriend. Another thing about this episode that makes it a standout episode of Arrow is the fact that this episode takes a break from the Russia flashbacks, and it sort of shows us just the flashbacks from 4 years ago whenever Oliver first donned the hood. I mean, this is just important to the show because as much as the Russia flashbacks are good, the whole setting of his fight against Kovar in Russia wouldn't have gone well alongside this episode with the Prometheus plot going on. So you needed that tie-in from the past, and really providing those flashbacks from 4 years ago and pausing the other flashbacks was a smart move, and it provided contrast, which is great to see. Like, you could just contrast Oliver's fighting style back then compared to Oliver's fighting style now, and sort of how much Oliver's evolved. We got the old Felicity stylized after season 1 of Arrow, in which, Felicity didn't know who Oliver was. And on top of that, we got a scene with Diggle in which we saw Diggle, not being Arsenal and just being Oliver's support. And we saw Oliver just go ham killing everybody, including Prometheus's father, which was very, very interesting. And it was very awesome just to see that. And Stephen Amell does a great job portraying the Oliver from season 1 and the Oliver that is now, and so we can see the large difference between the two. Prometheus' plan was very creepy. Prometheus is a well-developed villain. This episode, it really developed him. And in doing so, we figure out why Prometheus is a good villain, and because he's not only creepy, he's not only a badass, but Prometheus knows about Oliver's past. He's trained in the ways Oliver has. This guy is smart. He's evil. He's creepy. He's literally the best villain we've had since Slade Wilson in season 2. He knocks Ra's al Ghul out of the water, and as much as Damien Dark's great, Neil McDonald plays him wonderfully, he doesn't have a major connection to Oliver. I really love this season's theme of legacy. It really fits well. And What We Left Behind has to be one of the most fantastic episodes of Arrow ever. Simply put, because the action, because the acting, because all the characters' motivations seemed genuine. Everything went to shit in the finale, and it was great. It left us wanting more. Unlike the Flash finale, the cliffhanger of Laurel being alive was very good as well. The one complaint I have with What We Leave Behind, and this is a very minuscule complaint, but this goes farther back even than this episode, is we see Thea so easily get back into being, she seems to be just coming back in the fold to replace Artemis because Artemis went away with Prometheus. I don't think they did that very well. But besides that, everybody else's character motivations were great. All the actors played their hearts out this episode. So props to Antonio Negret for doing awesome this episode. and for Guggenheim actually pulling through with one of the most amazing episodes of Arrow ever. I will rate this episode higher than last week's. I didn't think it was possible. I gave it a 9.8 last week. I would have to give What We Leave Behind, Season 5, Episode 9, the winter finale of Arrow Season 5, a 9.9 out of 10.